welcome to or welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Annabelle and today we're going to be talking through my experience and the how-tos of applying to UCAS late, which is the university application system in the UK. I finished my A-level exams in June 2018 and it's now June 2020, so it's 2 years later. I obviously therefore already know my grades, my UCAS points, my tariff points, whatever they're called. So right now I'm back in the UK at home. I was sent home at the end of a short ski season due to the corona pandemic, and here we are applying for uni. Yeah, like I said a second ago, I didn't actually think I'd be going to uni. I meant to be in New Zealand right now, skiing, but here we are, off to UWE Bristol to study graphic design in September. Today I want to go through the application, my experience of the process, specifically applying late, what you need to consider, what you need to do, all that jazz to get yourself into the uni of your choice. I'm going to go through the steps of the application process, giving you some of my advice, and then go through the timeline of progression so you know what to expect in terms of how long you'll be waiting to hear back from places. Step 1, what I did was to get in touch with your old school and through them set up a UCAS account. This will also help later in the process when getting your references together. Alternatively, you can just go onto UCAS and set up your own account. Step 2, or kind of you should actually be doing this at the same time if not before step 1, is doing research into what you want to study, where you want to study, what specific courses you want to do, and just really doing research. Yeah, you should be looking on UCAS. You can put up to 5 choices in of universities, so I would recommend putting 3 to 5 options in just to make sure that you do get the offers you want. To choose those 3 to 5 unis and the specific courses you want to study at those unis and learn about them, read. And once you've decided specifically which courses and where, you can move on to step 3. Step 3, and in my opinion probably the most important step, is the writing of your personal statement. This was something I had absolutely no idea about because most people write these at school with the help of their teachers, but yeah, a personal statement is something you have to write, and I'm going to give you a little help now. A personal statement, you're basically selling yourself to the school, but unlike the CV where you're giving them like all the information about what you can do, what you've done, everything the CV has in it, a personal statement is very much, you should be directing it at the uni courses and specifically at what you're studying, to say why you want to study it, why you would achieve, and why they should choose you to join their course basically. This is why step 2 is important, to know which courses you're applying for. I paused for a minute, I had to go outside, there was some like family phone calls, so I'm sorry if the lighting's changed, but I'm moving on the personal statement. There is a very strict 4,000 character count. You cannot go over this. The UCAS just won't let you accept it. Like, submit it if it's over 4,000 characters, so stick to under it. To give you an example, I was applying for graphic design and communication, and I talked a lot about how I moved a lot throughout my childhood due to my dad's job, and that meant verbal communication wasn't always possible in other countries, so visual communication and art became very important to me. And I'm very artistic, I like creating, I like drawing, I like designing, and yeah, that was a lot of my personal statement. The personal statement writing progress is long. I wrote, I think in the end, like 11 drafts. So take your time, know that you're going to be spending a while doing it. Get your parents, your grandparents, your friends, family, yeah, siblings, I don't know, the neighbour's dog to read it, grammatically check it. Just to make the most of the people around you. I would recommend the way I did it is write down everything about yourself on your laptop or whatever, just scribble it down and then reduce it to what's relevant and then reduce it down to the character count. That's the way that worked for me. Step 4, which I would actually recommend having kind of progressing while you're doing your step 3 of writing your personal statement, is getting your references. This should be done by your old teachers or your last employee or someone who knows you with status. I emailed my old drama teacher for A-level in terms of, you know, my design ability and my portfolio work, my GCSE art teacher, obviously for art, and I also got my A-level geography teacher to write something about my ability to communicate my ideas and essay writing and all of that. They then emailed all of their sections to my tutor who I got in contact with from school, and she compiled all the bits to write my reference. I have a friend who's also actually happens to be going to the same uni as me to start, but anyway, she did her reference not through the school, as in her UCAS not through the school, and she got her reference specifically from her A-level art teacher. She just emailed her and that teacher wrote the entire reference and sent it to her, and she was able to apply with that through her own UCAS application. So that leads us nicely on to step 5, which is the UCAS application itself. You go on to yours, you'll have your login details from your school or from making it, just fill it all in. They'll want your, if you're in my case, your A-level results, your GCSE results, all your educational information, previous jobs if you've had any. They'll want to know some things about your nationality, about your family, just fill it all in. You'll also have to add your personal statement, and yeah, then you submit. That submission gets sent to your school, if you've done it through school, who will compile it and add your reference and send it off. If you're doing it yourself, you fill it in, add your reference that you've received, and submit. Once the UCAS application is submitted, UCAS will automatically send it off to all the universities that you applied for. Just to make that clear, it doesn't send it to all the unis, it sends it to your course choices. So the next step for me doing an art degree was the getting a portfolio together and then the interview process. For me again, I'm special. My process was a bit different because we were in the corona, which meant my portfolio had to be digital and my interviews were Skype and phone call conducted. This might also be the case for you if you're overseas or live a long way away from your uni or and that can't actually go to the university. I don't know what it's going to be like next year or the year after. Maybe corona will. Yeah. I'm going to make a whole nother video on creating a digital portfolio, and also I didn't do A-level art, so how to create a portfolio for an art degree having not done art or design as an A-level or further educational option. As for the interview, they were really chill. Don't worry about them, like really, I was stressing out, and these interviews, you need to remember, my mum taught this, it's a two-way thing. You want to go to that university and you're stressing, are you good enough? But they also need students. Like, I hadn't thought about this, but yeah. Obviously, they want to make sure that you are the right fit for their course, but it's also giving you the opportunity to ask questions, see what vibe you get from the person you're talking to the course leader or whoever it is, and see whether it's the right one for you. I found the interview process like really useful for me deciding where I wanted to go. Yes. Just make sure you've done your research, you know about the course, you know about the uni, and have, you know, like I said, maybe one or two of your own questions. All of my interviews result in offers, so just make sure that you're yourself, you're truthful, you're honest, you're chill. They asked me questions like, why do you want to go to this uni? Why do you want to study this? Why can you see yourself doing 3 years of this course? What's your favourite dish to cook? Next I want to give you a little like rundown of timeline of like how long it took me from my UCAS application to getting, you know, to accepting an offer, just so that you can get an idea of how long you might be expecting to wait to hear for responses applying late like I did. So little recap, I decided, you know, kind of mid-April that I was going to apply for uni, having returned to the UK due to corona. Writing my personal statement, getting all my references together, getting all the information sorted, I sent off my UCAS application completed on the 23rd of May, so almost a month later. I was really on it, like, this was not a lazy, laid-back process. You just got to be aware you might be chasing references and waiting on other people, so you might want to give it, I know we're already late, like, it takes a little while. On the 24th, so the next day, I got emails from all the universities saying, hey, we got your application, and between the 26th and the 25th and 28th, I got emails from all my 4 places I applied to saying, hey, can we have a digital portfolio please for the next stage of the process. On the 26th, I drove to Southampton to look around the Southampton University of, as well as Winchester School of Art, which is the same uni, just to get a feel for it because it was my top choice. We were still in the pandemic, you know, right in the middle of it, so we were allowed out, but obviously we just drove around to get a vibe for it and nothing was actually open. But yeah, it was good to see it and I did quite like it, but yeah, moving on to the next bit. On the 26th as well, Oxford Brookes contacted me and was the first to say, hey, we'd like an interview, which they held on the 28th, so it was really quick. That was a Skype interview, and I got my first offer at the end of that Skype call, which was a really good feeling, because it wasn't really a uni I was too interested in, although I've got a few good friends there, but it was good for me to know, oh cool, I had an interview and I got an unconditional offer. On the 11th of June, so a little bit, you know, almost 2 weeks later, I just got a UCAS notification pop up on my phone. You can actually see my reaction on my reunion vlog when I got the notification, and I had my camera on, from Nottingham Trent with an offer. So that was all it took for that one. On the 15th of June, I then had my phone call interview with Oxford. There's too many uni names. With Bristol UWE. I had the phone call interview with Bristol UWE and got an offer. On the 21st, I then drove, you know, Father's Day, we all went as a family into Bristol. The unaffiliated art school, which is Bristol UWE's art school, which is actually downtown on the harbour side. It was really cool. We looked around. I really vibed with it. I really liked it. My dad's actually originally from Bristol. I think I've got a vlog either up or going up with this of like my day looking around Bristol. So if you're like me and there were no open days, you can maybe still get a vibe of what it's like. I really liked it, and then yeah, on the 21st I got home in the evening and accepted my offer from Bristol UWE, which is why I'm going to the unaffiliated art school in September. So yeah, that was basically my application process and timeline from, you know, mid-April to end of June being the timeline it took. Obviously my whole situation's a little strange anyway, being in the middle of a pandemic, being late, But here we are. The majority of the unis were really quick at responding to emails, phone calls, applications, and being good at, you know, just generally keeping in contact with me. Yeah, I hope this is useful. I hope this video was good. You can like, comment, subscribe, do all those YouTube things, and yeah, I'd really, you know, comment below if you're off to uni in September, and I'll see you again soon. Bye! So sweaty. Right, I had a lot of notes here, so like I hope that makes sense. I hope this makes sense. Right, does this make me a student? Oh, but that's okay, right? I guess the whole point of this video is being late.